Hello everyone and happy Tuesday evening and welcome to Royalty Racing Network. Just 2 races remain in the regular season. Tonight we go short track racing once again, this time at the track designed in part by legend Rusty Wallace. Iowa Speedway in Newton, Ohio is the location for the second to last race of the regular season tonight. Let's give you some race details before we look at the very tight point standings that we have here in the SCSRA Arca series. 125 laps will be the distance. Stage is at lap 45 and 1 fast repair as always. As I mentioned, it is a short track, so we're just under a mile tonight. The temperature on track, very nice and cool, 83 degrees Fahrenheit. These guys should be able to wheel these cars around here pretty good if it stays at that temperature. Degrees outside, a little uncharacteristic for this time of year in Iowa, 79 degrees Fahrenheit, especially with the sun out. The humidity is 51%. That is also fairly low. Those are your race details. Let's go track side now and take a look at who's on track. Here's 19, Justin Parham, and let's go ahead and bring up our playoff picture right now. You can see Mr. Parham is the only driver with 2 wins in the series, joined by Travis Bennett, John Lynch, and Ryan Gomes, each with 1. And we have more than those races, folks, for the regular season, but the other winners have not raced enough races to get into this playoff picture or be eligible for them. So that is why they are not on the list. Now, where we want to focus is that red section there. Lauren Vincent, Nicholas Walthorn, Josh Hall, Matt Dickerson, as of now, coming into this evening above that cut line. They are in a good spot if the playoffs started tonight. However, guys like Josh Hall and Matt Dickerson have a little bit more work to do to make sure that they cross that finish line above the cut line and join these boys for the playoff run. Luke Wagner, Vince Brent, your closest competitors, finding themselves below the cut line right now in 13th and 14th, although Wagner just 14 points behind that ever so precious last playoff spot. Vince Brent has a little bit more work to do. We're going to talk to him here in just a couple minutes. Those guys in green up top, as I mentioned before, they are locked in with wins. Guys in the middle looking pretty good. We have a tie for 7th. I'm sorry, I just read that completely wrong. It's a 7-point difference. And Jay Stinson sits pretty comfortably there in 6th, and 5th, Matthew Fritz, looking pretty darn good as well. So I'd say that 5th spot is basically locked up. That is your playoff picture for what is week 9 now. 2 weeks remaining here, as I mentioned. Let's keep looking. Matt Dickerson, he was on that win list, and he's in the 44 on your screen. He's currently your quick time in practice right now. Is Mr. Dickerson having himself a strong season. Matthew Fritz, who we mentioned is pretty much sealed the deal in 5th place as of right now, is sitting 2nd quick in the practice as we approach 7 minutes to go here in the practice session. Gonna be another great field here. 22 cars set to take the grid as of right now. With still over 7 minutes, we could have some late joins. Another person we're going to speak with here momentarily is going to be the 81 of Josh Hall, who is in the opposite position as of Vince Brent. Josh is above the cut line right now and just has to put together a couple solid runs to squeeze into the playoffs here. But right now on screen, we're taking a look at the 2-time SCSRA winner, Joe Tardif, out of Bellevue, Florida. in a nationwide 88. Looks like a tribute paint to Dale Earnhardt Jr. Zach Stevens going for a little bit of a ride. Newcomer late to the program, but this is the number 20 of Curtis Town in the purple and white Premier Setup Shops. Number 20, it would appear. We don't have a zoomed camera tonight for you folks. So, no, maybe that's, it looks like a setup shop, not Premier though, my apologies. Normally, I'd just zoom right in there. Ramco, maybe? Anyway, no close-up camera tonight here at Iowa. They couldn't get it set up in time. Someone's getting fired. Here's Phil Ellis Jr. in the 29 out of Port Charlotte, Florida. In what has the number, at least, reminds me a little bit of Kevin Harvick. Here's Luke Wagner down on the bottom side of the speedway. Chase Greer in the standard 40 tied Chevy Camaro out of Johnsonville, South Carolina. Having himself a pretty good season as well. Here's Lauren Vincent in the 07 out of Salina, Kansas, on another Chevy Camaro. And as we approach 5 minutes, let's get to our pre-race interviews. We're going to start with the number 11, Vince Brent. If we can find him, he was here somewhere. There he is. Vince, Joshua up in the booth, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Right on, man. Thanks for joining me a little bit before the race starts here. Wanted to talk to you about how this season is going and what these last two races mean for you. You come in tonight sitting 14th in the points overall. You're 27 below the cut line. In 6 races, though, and out of those 6, you've had 3 top 10s, 2 of them being top 5s. How you feeling tonight at Iowa and your playoff chances overall?
Right now I'm feeling really, really loose, but all in all, I feel pretty good. This is my first league race, a league I've ever raced in, so it's just all a learning experience and just kind of run around these guys and see what they're doing. And sorry, there was a wreck in front of me there.
We saw it.
But just taking each race one race at a time, learning little by little. I've made a few mistakes and kind of put myself in a hole to be under the cut line. I know I had a good race going at Michigan and got a little too aggressive and messed it up. So just take what I learned from Michigan and apply it to all these other places, just one race at a time, and just hopefully just, obviously the goal is to make the playoffs, but if I do miss it, just take the season as a learning experience and come out a better driver. So that's the end goal. Playoffs is an amazing thought, and that's what we're going to try for.
Absolutely, man. And I would say for your first league experience and being 6 races that you've completed or participated in, rather, I think you're doing pretty darn good. And regardless what happens after next week and tonight, I think you can be proud about your performance overall. Fun fact, though, I mentioned that you've participated in 6 races. You are the highest ranked driver that has participated in 6 or less races. Everybody above you has participated in 7 or even all 8. So to be 27 points out and have a legit shot at making it with a few less races than everyone else, I think you're doing a great job, man.
I really appreciate that, man. I know this league is filled with a lot of good talent, so just to have an opportunity and run with them, it means a lot. So thank you for the kind words, though. I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely, man. We'll let you get back to work as we approach 2 minutes left in practice time. But before we do, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
Yeah, sure. Obviously I want to first and foremost shout out my wife. I know she's watching. She watches every week, and it means a lot to have her support, and especially knowing that she's expecting now. We have a child on the way, so love them both very much, and appreciate her support, and thank you guys for putting on the show weekly, it's always a good time to go back and watch you do your thing. You're amazing at what you do, and all my other teammates. I appreciate Phil and AJ and Victor, who started the league. He's not here anymore, but appreciate them inviting me to the league and giving me the opportunity. So thank you to all of you guys I just mentioned.
All right, buddy. Well said. Appreciate you talking with us once again, taking time out of the practice session. Congrats to you and your wife on the baby. That's exciting. And hopefully she will see you get a win tonight, or at least top 5. Get yourself into that playoff position. Good luck the rest of the way.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Once again, folks, that was the driver, the number 11 out of Kingsport, Tennessee, Vince Brent. He is in one of our few Toyotas on the grid this season. Most people, I've covered it every single week, most people deciding to go with the Chevy Camaro. Welcome in everyone in chat. Alicia Gonzalez, a lot of Walthorn fans as always. Joey Gonzalez is out there as always. Good to have you guys. Mark Stevens, Noah Nelson, Live by the Buds, Caitlin Elizabeth. Man, we're cruising tonight. We already got a packed house in the chat. This is going to be a good one as we take a look at the number 11 of Vince Brent, the Busch Light Toyota Camry on your screen. Practice is coming to an end. We want to get one more interview here with the 81 of Josh Hall. However, we also do not want to interfere in his qualifying session, so we're going to let him get that qualifying session in and maybe grab him right after that if he happens to qualify earlier than later. And you see the checker flag wave on your timing tower on the left side of your screen, which means it's time to go qualifying here at Iowa Speedway. The first on the Speedway, that's the 01 of Travis Bennett. Never mind, he didn't like his start. He's starting over. Oh, 44 of Dickerson didn't like his either. Well, eventually, folks, someone's going to get out here on the track. Here's the 20 of Curtis Town. Once again, first race in the SCSRA Frye Disposal Arca Series. Caitlin, if you are Vince's wife, congratulations on the baby. Congrats to both of you. Once again, folks, as always, on the qualifying cam, you will see the times on the bottom right of your screen, right above the Frye Disposal logo and phone number. Give them a call. Right now, mention this broadcast or iRacing. Get $10 off your service. Town had a good first lap, 23.049. Beat out quickly by Justin Parham. Matt Dickerson to the top of the board. He's at a 22.874 quick time after 5 qualifiers for Dickerson. Sharn Hill went second quick on his lap number 1, 23.008. Curtis Town improves, 22.954, good enough for second quick. Right now, Parham improved as well, as did Sharn Hill. Chucky Balance is out there in the 41. Hold it together, Chucky. He does. He'll take lap 1, 23.053. Sixth quick out of 7 qualifiers currently. Vince Brent puts her fifth quick on lap 1, 23.034. He's coming around for his second timed lap. Keeps it off the wall. Does he improve? He does. 22.928. Second quick for Vince Brent out of 10. That's what he needed to give himself a good starting position tonight. Phil Ellis Jr. ran a 22.996 on lap 2. He's fifth quick. Josh Hall out there now. Ran a 23.248 on lap 1. Lap 2, does he improve? He does not. He'll take lap 1. He's 11th quick. 12th quick now, as a lot of times begin to come in. Joe Tardif, third quick in the 88 at a 22.946. Ryan Gomes in the 55, coming around for his second lap. Did he improve from lap 1? He does. 22.977 puts him fifth quick out of 15 qualifiers. A ton of cars on the grid tonight. AJ Evangelista back with us tonight after missing last week. Warren Kyle Keith back with us. Had a miraculous drive last week. Let's get now with the 81 of Josh Hall as we continue to watch qualifying. Josh, this is Joshua up in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
Loud and clear.
Right on, man. Thank you for joining us. I know we wanted to pull you in the practice session, but schedule constrictions on both of our parts. But you're here now. You qualified. You're currently sitting 16th quick. Still quite a few cars to go. Josh, you come into tonight. You're sitting in 11th place. You're 16 points above the cut line. How you feeling going into these last races, knowing all you have to do is put it together consistently, and you're going to the playoffs?
Well, tonight's just going to be a survival track. I'm not really good at this track. I've never really been good at this track. Didn't get too much practice due to the race I was announcing going along beforehand. So we got some laps in. Just going to try to stay clean and try to win next week at Talladega because super speedways are kind of my thing.
There you go, man. Talladega for the final race of the regular season. Going to be absolutely insane, but we got business to take care of first tonight. Tell us, Josh, how you feel overall after 8 races of your season. You've made all 8, up and down performances, but in your mind, in your eyes, how do you feel about that 81 this season?
Been a bit disappointed, to be completely honest. I've been caught up in some other people's incidents. I've had VR issue at Daytona that really set me behind. Another computer issue. Oh man, I can't remember. I think it was Charlotte. I had a computer issue as well. So those kind of set me behind the 8 ball. And then tracks where I was running well, got caught up in other people's stuff. So just going to try to, like I said, stay clean, finish here, get some points, try to get some stage points, and ensure myself a spot in the playoffs.
Right on, Josh. Well, we'll let you get back to it as we just saw the checkered flag wave on the qualifying session. But before we let you go, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
Of course, I always want to shout out Dev Sports Cards, our series sponsor, Frye Disposal, all my partners that make me do this as well, Tommy's Tattoo, Starlink Inc., or Starbright Inc., and yeah, let's get it done here tonight.
Right on, Josh. Well, appreciate you joining us. Get to work now and make yourself feel a little bit better about the season and a little more comfortable going into next week. How about that, buddy?
Absolutely, man. Thanks. Appreciate
yes, sir. Once again, folks, that was the driver, the number 81, Josh Hall, getting ready to grid up and get down to business tonight. Let's get you a starting lineup here as they continue to grid. Matt Dickerson will start on pole in the 44. Joe Tardif, very nice lap from him. He'll start second. Travis Bennett will round out your top 3. Matthew Fritz will start 4th. Warren Kyle Keith will roll off 5th. Vince Brandt in 6th. Curtis Town in 7th. Nicholas Walthorn in 8th. Ryan Gomes in 9th. And rounding out your top 10 will be Sharn Hill. Phil Ellis Jr. excuse me, in the 29 will roll off 11th. Justin Parham will start 12th. Zach Stevens will roll off 13th. Chucky Balance will start 14th. Ryan Hufford will start 15th. Michael Provault, another newcomer, will start in 16th. Brett Murrell will start in 17th, and on back we go. In 18th is the 81 of Josh Hall, who we just spoke to. The 07 Royalty Motorsports representative Lauren Vincent will start 19th. Jay Stinson in the 45 will round out your top 20. Luke Wagner will start 21st. AJ Evangelista will start 22nd. 23rd will be Brian Murrell Jr. And rounding out your field will be Brett Murrell in 24th. Let's clear the results here and get ready to go green flag racing as Matt Dickerson and Joe Tardif will lead the way to green here at Iowa Speedway for week 9 of the SCSRA Frye Disposal Arca Series. Apparently they didn't like that one. The lights were off on the pace car, but he never pulled off. Barney was getting ready to throw that green flag. Had to call an audible. But the iRacing.com pace car will pull in this time as they get everything settled out and organized. Appreciate everyone joining me tonight. Holy smokes, we are packed house tonight for the broadcast. These guys put on an absolute show. You will not be disappointed, I guarantee it. That's probably why there's so many of you. Becky, welcome in. Daniel Jackson, one Sentinel. Bunch of new people in here. There's Nancy. And we are green flag racing here at Iowa as Dickerson, it appeared, missed a shift on the inside there. Checked up the field, but everyone's good. That allows Joe Tardif to get a short lead temporarily. Is now Dickerson back on the inside as I say that. Side by side for the lead already on just lap 2. Dickerson led it. Tardif led the first one. Matthew Fritz now coming from the 3 spot to pressure Joe Tardif, who now is stuck on that outside lane perhaps. Matthew Fritz still working on Joe Tardif. And folks, Tardif may be in rough shape here because he's got a long line behind him that if Fritz ever does clear, they might follow him through as well. Tardif gonna try everything he can to get to the bottom. Ooh, that would have been his opportunity right there. But he'll remain side by side with Matthew Fritz for now. Here's Chris Town side by side temporarily with the number 11 of Vince Brent. Brent 3 spots back from where he started, but no need to panic. Probably saving tires or had an incident where he got strung out on the bottom. Now he's on the low side and working on the 20 of Chris Town. Joe Tardif did get passed by Matthew Fritz. Now the 01 of Travis Bennett looking to get by as they were real close off exit of 4. The 05 of Sharn Hill looking to make it 3 wide into turn 1. It settles out fairly quick and easy, but Sharn Hill keeping the pressure on now as Tardif came out victorious. Finally able to settle in as we have a car up against the wall, and that's the 45 of Stinson now. Oh, and he comes back down the speedway into another driver, another one wrapped up in it. Oh gosh, and don't tell me that's Josh Hall, man. No, well, maybe he started it with Stinson. You see the bright green 45 there on the outside is, oh yeah, the 22 is there. Sent Stinson way up in the wall and hard impact. Not a lot of impact there for the 81. But who did Stinson, who hit Jay Stinson? That was insane. So Jay already with the damage here. Who was that? Let's see. Let's slow it down. So the 29 gets by. The 95. That's Michael Provault. That explains why I didn't know who it was right offhand, because I'm so used to seeing these paints the last 9 weeks, and There's a couple new guys in here tonight. Someone else caught the 45 also. And who was that now as he begins to crawl? And the 13, that's Brian Murrell Jr., another new driver. So the 45 of Stinson tagged 3 times. Not that I think he might have had to tow. He'll probably take his fast repair. At least I hope he had it marked. Well, the good news for Stinson, there, Nancy and everyone else, is that it's lap 9 out of 125. He's got plenty of time to get back into it. Nancy, I don't know what you were congratulating me for, but I appreciate it. I appreciate you hanging in every week with us Monday, or I know what day it is, I promise. Tuesdays and Wednesday nights here on Royalty Racing Network for the SCSRA. Matt Dickerson had a rough start, initial start, but he got back going and he still leads. Matthew Fritz is in second. Joe Tardif in third, finally got to the low line. Travis Bennett is in fourth. And Sharn Hill is in fifth currently. Your biggest mover, we got to go all the way back to 17th place. That's this guy, the number 40, Chase Greer. He's up 6 spots right now. Vince Brent in that number 11 Busch Light Toyota Camry looking to get back on track here after he lost 4 positions early in the going. And he still is sitting 10th as they rack him and stack him back up to go green. After our first caution of the night here early at Iowa Speedway for the second to last race of the regular season. Welcome in, Paige. She says, come on, Walthorn. Nicholas Walthorn in the 84. You can't get a good look on him there. The camera angle is not very good. But he's sitting 8th. He's doing good. He's right where he started, Paige. Teresa says, let's go, Sharn. Yeah, Darius, exactly. Still early. Very early. Plenty of time. Pace car pulls off, and we're back green as Dickerson had a much better start here on the restart than he did the initial start. Now Joe Tardif looking to get one back. Here's Matthew Fritz kind of hung out on the top side, allowing Tardif to get low, but Fritz going to clear with that good run off the corner. Curtis Town now beside the 84 of Nicholas Walthorn, debuting a new paint this week, and that is a Royalty Racing Network paint, and we have trouble right as we're looking at it. Oh my goodness, collateral damage is the 20 of Curtis Town center in there. A lot of cars damaged in this one. We'll have to see how many we get down to pit road, but you see Justin Parham there beside the 80, or I'm sorry, in front of the 84. The 20 looks like just went in a little too hard. Got into the 19 of Parham. The 84 of Walthorn escaped barely. Vince Brent locking up the brakes, but not enough to not get into the 20 or the 19. Just hoping not to get rear-ended at that point. The 83, just a scuff. Vince Brent actually very lucky there. 33 around. Ryan Gomes, hard contact after. Oh, now Vince Brent goes around after he probably thought he had everything cleared. Lock it up, Vince. And just very soft contact there. He'll be all right. He did bring it into pit, though. Probably to check the damage. AJ Evangelista involved. Phil Ells Jr. involved. Ryan Gomes, Justin Parham, Zach Stevens. That looks like everybody. And right after Josh Hall found himself at the back of the field after his incident, he finds himself up one on the evening after he avoided all of this one. So 2 quick cautions here. Yeah, Joe, you're not lying. That was close. Quick cautions back to back here. Hopefully they'll get it straightened out and get going in the right direction. Let's check on the 45 of Stinson. He is back out there. Damage free, so he did take his fast repair and he sits 23rd right now. Currently 3 laps down, so he will be hoping for a lot of cautions. Those 4 guys I mentioned earlier that are locked in the playoffs, they're on easy street, but at the same time I know they'd love more playoff points, so they don't want to just come out here and be out for a Sunday drive. Oak Tree, let's go Walthorn. Man, Walthorn, fan favorite tonight. And he's 7th after that. Pitt, running the Royalty Racing Network logo and colors on the 84. Appreciate it, Nicholas. And we're stacking back up 2 by 2 after already our 2nd caution, our 3rd start of the evening. Phil Ellis Jr. down pit road. Coming off pit road now. He'll be listed as the 24th position. And he is also 3 laps down. So him and Stinson will battle for the lucky dog. We'll keep an eye on that, but for now, the front of the field takes us back green again on lap 17. Dickerson, good start again, all jumbled up here as we get to the mid-pack, and a couple guys off the wall, but everyone keeping it straight here, as hopefully we'll have a nice green flag run. The 9 of Warren Kyle Keith, nice looking paint for him. Looks like a Casey Kane-esque paint job. That's what it reminds me of. Except he's got Toyota on the front instead of Dodge, but that's okay. There's no Dodge to put on here, or to race here, so. Warren Kyle Keith back to where he started after things settle out. Nicholas Walthorn on the inside of the 05 of Sharn Hill. Holding tough, and you won't believe it, folks, but the 83 and 84 are right next to each other. I say that every single week. It's absolutely bonkers how they always find each other, whether it be starting next to each other or then eventually racing a majority of the race next to each other. Pretty wild. Walthorn having his hands full here with Sharn Hill. He's going to go ahead and just get in line, is now the 83 of Hufford. Pressures slightly, but falls back as they are teammates. Luke Wagner, he's up 11, one of your biggest movers, along with Chase Greer, still on the move. Both of them up 11. Battle for the lead is cooled off. We'll bring it to you if it heats back up. Lauren Vincent on the outside of Justin Parham. This for the 15th spot. Looks like Vincent going to be able to complete that pass. Nicely done. Lauren Vincent, he is 15th now, up 4 spots on the evening. Justin Parham, much better car than where he's running right now. I do have to believe he's 4 down. but he was involved in that incident. You see that bush light number 11 right behind him. Down 11 as of now, but plenty of time to work back. Didn't have much damage after the issue. Is now Warren Kyle Keith pressuring Walthorn as he's gotten, or that was Walthorn pressuring him, and now he's up into 6th. Having a good run, now able to run that lower line, more than likely saving more tire down there. Yeah, Matthew, I agree. Keep it off that wall, Walthorn. Deliver that message to him. Once again, folks, we're barely underway. 25 laps in, 26 now, and already some action here with Chris Town, AJ Evangelista right in front of him. He's up 4 on the evening. He's in 18th. Good to have him back with us. The stage is lap 45 tonight. Chucky Balance here in the 41. Currently up 3. He is running 11th. Right on that back bumper of the 22 of Luke Wagner. Ryan Hufford now being pressured by Brett Murrell. Side by side off of 4. Brett gets a little bit loose, which is going to slow him down. Allows the 83 to get back in line, hold on to that 8th spot. Here's the check on the lead. Travis Bennett in the 01 is in 2nd. You see Matt Dickerson a little bit ahead of him, almost the 2nd now. The lead on Bennett. And Matthew Fritz battling it out right now for the 2 spot. Things have settled slightly here, which is good to see. Lauren Vincent now looking to the 19 of Justin Parham once again. Parham up into 15th, looking to regroup. Matthew Fritz takes it to the inside of Travis Bennett. He'll take back over the 2nd spot now, and he'll set his sights on that 44 of Dickerson. Looks like Joe Tardif a little bit loose behind them, but still holding on to 4th. Sharn Hill right there, looking to the inside. Perhaps he will. Right down on that white line is Sharn Hill in the 05. The 84 possibly looking to go around him on the outside. Really, really tight racing, but good driving by everybody right now. Worked out those 2 little incidents early, and now we got it cooking. Sharn Hill and Walthorn still good year to good year. For about the last 2 laps, 3 laps or so, Sharn Hill going to prevail in 5th right now. But now Walthorn looking to the inside. Not gonna get there. Chucky Balance is still working on the 22 of Luke Wagner. Gap to the lead is now exploded to nearly a 1.5 seconds from Dickerson to Fritz. 41 of Balance now right there on Wagner. He's gonna look to the inside. Outside lane looking a bit stronger now as we approach the stage in about 10 laps. And a reminder, if you're new to the program, oh, very close. 3-4 cars close to contact there. 3 wide, just barely. If you are new to the program, we have the 1 stage, as I've mentioned, and that is the only scheduled caution of the evening. So from lap 45 on, we could very well see some green flag runs, which I would really, really love to see to make it even more interesting with some green flag pit stops being thrown into the mix. But we got a long way to go until that happens. Chucky Balance still working on that 22. Best race on the speedway. Joe Tardif, though, working around some lap traffic. That's the 13 of Brian Murrell Jr. Everyone smoothly by. Good job, Brian Murrell Jr. Letting that pack of 4 by you. Some good racing here. Ryan Hufford now pressuring Wagner. As Wagner all of a sudden off the pace, I think he found the wall. Murrell now would be your lucky dog recipient if he can hold out to be the only car 1 lap down until lap 45, or as we hit lap 40, the next caution at that point, hoping we get to the full stage. We will have an interview with your stage winner here coming up, which I would have to guess is going to be Matt Dickerson. Still ballooning to, oh, and I just jinxed it. Dadgum. Why did I say anything? Uh-oh. And, well, Caitlin Elizabeth in the chat may not be too happy about what I'm about to show here. But let's bring you the Royalty Racing Network instant replay here. This is Vince Brent going around. Hopefully no contact. Might have been a self-spin, or maybe, nope, then 22. Oh, keep it out of the wall though, Vince. Good job locking it up. Let's see, make sure no one else plows into him. Vince will survive. I'm not quite sure if we'd crossed the line for the stage yet. Stand by. We're going to step aside real quick for a commercial break. We'll be right back with you here on Royalty Racing Network. Don't go anywhere. All right, folks, we are back with you, and we will not have the end of the stage there. I repeat, that is not the end of the stage. We just got word from SCSRA racing officials that that will not be the stage because we did not officially get within the 5-lap mark. So we will have a shootout here, a 2-lap shootout, I would assume, to see who determines the stage winner, and Matt Dickerson may not win it by the end of the thing. You never know if he's gonna get a good start or if someone's gonna beat him to it, make a move. It was about a second and a half for Dickerson, but now everything bunched up. You never know what could happen. The tires are a bit older now, so you could spin the tires on the restart. Big difference than having the freshies on there. It will be a 2-lap shootout, or one. I don't know how you consider it. We're going to go green on lap 44. and the stage ends at the end of 45. So it's basically 2 laps, if I can get that across correctly. And back green we go, as Dickerson didn't do either of what I said he could do. Off to a great restart there. Travis Bennett looking to take advantage and get by the 48 of Matthew Fritz, but he says no, sir. Not going to give it up easy. Of course, now he may do it. Does have a good run off the corner, but he went way up the speedway. Holding on now, Matthew Fritz on the outside of the 44 as Dickerson found himself a little bit loose. 44 or 48 could get a run here. Oh, not gonna do it. Matt Dickerson going to win the stage, but a lot more eventful than what it would have been without that last second caution. But congrats to Matt Dickerson. Wins the stage for tonight. Matthew Fritz gave it a heck of a run. I thought he was gonna have to concede for third. Then he came up there and nearly stole first. That would have been something. But he's got himself in a good spot for the rest of the way here. Is now we are under the stage break. We're going to let these guys complete their pit stop. And we're going to get with the 44 of Matt Dickerson. Naturally, the whole field in here, well, almost. Couple guys had pit during that last caution, which isn't a bad move. You don't flip the stage or anything because there's only one, but track position wise, game changer. Those guys are Joe Tardif, Brett Murrell, Warren Kyle Keith, and Zach Stevens in that 33. And the 13, I believe, got the lucky dog, Brian Murrell Jr. We'll have to see how that plays out. Matt Dickerson is done, which means it's interview time. Matt, Joshua up in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Right on, man. Well, congrats winning the stage. It got a little more interesting than what it was going to be if there wasn't that last second caution there. But you look dominant, you look great. The first 45 laps. Tell us how the car is feeling and what your game plan is now the rest of the way.
Feels good, man. It's running, feels real nice. Just try to finish it off, man. I feel like I've had a lot of bad luck, throughout the season. So that's why I'm right on the cut line. But I also missed Daytona. But just I got to finish it off, man. Not getting any stuff here. Get wrecked.
That's fair. You got some work to do. You got a few cars that decided to stay out due to the late caution there right before the stage, so that could be interesting. But you're doing a great job, and are you looking forward to playoffs this season?
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully, hopefully I make them there. I'm just above the cut line, but yeah, hopefully I make it, and then I'm pretty excited about it.
You are just above the cut line as we look at it right now. You're 14 points above. That stage win will work wonders, and obviously a playoff point would go a long way if you do end up making it. But what would really do the best is for you to win this thing tonight.
That's a plan, man. Hopefully I can get it. That's a plan.
All right, Matt. We'll let you get back to work because you guys are stacking up 2 by 2. So back to it, sir. Maybe we'll talk to you after the race.
All right, buddy. Hey, I appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. Once again, folks, that was your stage winner, the number 44 of Matt Dickerson. clutch racing here so far from Dickerson right on that cut line. Ooh, man, that'll go a long way. Win yourself a stage and not only get bonus points for leading laps and stage points, playoff points, all the things. But you got to finish it because, folks, there is nobody out of this race just yet. All 24 cars are still out there. Even Phil Ellis Jr., he's down 22 laps, but you have an incident that ruins your night. That could spell disaster for Matt Dickerson. Joe Tardif leads the way this time, as he had a really nice start. The 9 of Warren Kyle Keith follows behind. Matt Dickerson already to the side of Brett Murrell here, but gonna take it nice and easy, no need to rush. Vince Brent, amazing pit stop, as he probably took one just a little earlier, and he finds himself up into 5th now for that number 11. Probably where he belonged either way. I love when you're coming down the stretch towards playoffs, because you have exactly what I showed in the pre-race show, and what I just showed a moment ago on your screen was the playoff picture. You're always going to have guys that are right on that cut line and the pressure to keep it. And then you have guys right below it that have the pressure to get above it. And it creates a lot of drastic moves and gambles, not only on the racetrack, but with strategy. As far as the tire strategy, the fuel plays, you know, staying out, like a situation like that. I think Vince only took fuel that last time, and for right now he's hanging in. We'll see if he can get some separation, but I just love how many strategies play out. Ultimately, the surprises of people getting in, and then the high drama of, unfortunately, people not getting in. That is part of it as well. It just happens. Ryan Gomes very loose here. Keeps it off the wall and keeps it out of other drivers. Nicely done by the 55 of Gomes. Been a quiet night for him, besides finding trouble early. But he's in 11th place. He started 9th, so he is doing all right. Justin Parham now up 2 on the evening, finding himself in the 10th spot there in that Budweiser 19. AJ Evangelista having himself a good comeback so far tonight. He's currently 14th, up 8 spots. Your biggest mover right now, due to the pit strategy that looks like a really nice call so far, is Brett Murrell in that 73 red and white Ford Mustang. He's up 14 spots on the evening, and he's hanging right there in 3rd. Matt Dickerson not able to get around these 3 as quick as some would have thought, and that simply is because they pit on lap 40 when we had the caution right before the stage. So, like I say, they didn't flip a stage, but they basically flipped track position, and now they're hanging out up front. If the tire difference was more significant, then Dickerson would have zoomed by him, but basically 2 laps of tires versus brand new tires, so that's why. Now, Warren Kyle Keith on the inside, and that number 9 pressuring that 88 of Joe Tardif. And he does close him off with kind of a slide job move. The 88 got into him. It appeared slightly, but no harm, no foul. It does open the door for the 44 of Dickerson, though, to perhaps get all the way up to 2nd place. That might have been exactly what he needed to get past these guys and reclaim the lead. Now we'll see what the 9 of Warren Kyle Keith can do with clean air as he leads for the first time tonight. Ryan Hufford and Nicholas Walthorn still next to each other. It's amazing. It's like they have a magnet between each other. Brett Murrell, this battle up front. I do show you racing all around the speedway, folks, but this is the best battle on the racetrack, is these top 5 guys battling it out. Is now the 01 of Travis Bennett looking to get by the 73 of Brett Murrell, not making it easy, nor should he. If I was Murrell, though, I'd take the first opportunity to go to the bottom. Whoa, hang on to her. Good job, he did. And he got a heck of a run from it, as now he does go to the bottom. Now Matthew Fritz side by side with the 01. He gets a little loose. Gonna allow the 01 to get by him. Completely get by him. 01 of Travis Bennett battling back very close to the 73 there. Bennett wants the 4th spot. Matt Dickerson has cleared Tardif for 2nd. Warren Kyle Keith doing a heck of a job up there in 1st place, though. Travis Bennett and the 73 just side by side. Last 5 laps. All these drivers right here in this big group doing a heck of a job. Putting on an amazing show at the front of the field right now. As coincidentally, the battling further back has cooled off. Very spread out, as you see on the timing towers. It scrolls by. Let's get a check with our guys a lap down. Jay Stinson now 2 laps down. Got one back, and he would be the lucky dog recipient, as I was correct. Brian Murrell Jr. was the recipient of the lucky dog last time, and now we have Tardif into the wall. The 73 got into him as Tardif was loose. Just not enough time for anyone to back out of the throttle there. Hit the brake without an incident. So Travis Bennett gets by. Matthew Fritz falls to 4th. Kind of checked them all up, spread them all out now, as Tardif is in 7th now. Sharn Hill into 6th as Tardif looks to battle back. Not going to do it, though. Dickerson, though, looking to the inside on Warren Kyle Keith, potentially for the lead. Keith shut it down, though. He will remain your leader. Lap 70. Had some cautions bunched up early, and then it has settled down. Got some good green flag runs. I really want to see a green flag pit stop from these boys. With 21 cars on the lead lap right now, we'd see some movers and shakers through that, folks. Brett Murrell up 12, still hanging on to 5th with just slightly older tires. Still your biggest mover, AJ Evangelista, picked up another spot since we last checked on him. He's up to 13th, he's up 9. Chase Greer right behind him in 14th, also up 9. Still nobody out of this race. Phil Ellis Jr., however, is back down pit road, so he may be calling it an evening. Jay Stinson, Curtis Town, the only 2 laps down. Stinson is 2 laps down. Town is 3 laps down. As now they work around Brian Murrell Jr. Now Jay Stinson will hope it stays green even longer, as them getting around Murrell Jr. will once again, as of right now, make him the lucky dog recipient. Let's check in with the 81 of Josh Hall. Found trouble early. He's in 18th right now. right where he started, so rebounded enough to be where he was. He might be one of those guys I mentioned earlier, taking the gamble, making drastic moves to see where it puts you and what happens. We'll have to see how that plays out. But he's on the lead lap for now. No damage on that 81 Dev Sports Cars ride. AJ Evangelista has since closed the gap on the 83 of Ryan Hufford. That would be for the 12th spot now. Travis Bennett, Matthew Fritz, they always find each other as well on the speedway. Sharn Hill, Brett Murrell still hanging in. They're battling hard. Murrell in the Mustang, putting the pressure on the 05 of Sharn Hill. And Sharn has been putting it together here lately. Got himself in a pretty good position to make playoffs. Tonight would definitely go a long way for that as well. Try to find you some racing on the speedways. Warren Kyle Keith still maintains the lead over Matt Dickerson, out to 0.3 of a second as Dickerson bumps off the wall just slightly. Doesn't look like he lost much time. Dickerson may be just saving tires right now, thinking if we have a really long green flag run, it'll pay off. But Warren Kyle Keith doing a heck of a job after playing the track position strategy early. Joe Tardif hanging in 8th. Vince Brent hanging in 7th. He started 6th, found trouble, well, dropped a few spots early and then found trouble twice. And here we are, back into the top 10 for Vince Brent. Needs a good run tonight. Well, we're strung out here. Let's give you another look at that playoff picture on your screen, folks. As where we want to look is that red section. Vince Brent came into the night 27 points below that cut line. Luke Wagner 14 below. Wagner sitting back in 19th. So if Brent can maintain, he will certainly move above him. We'll go back to this in a second. But in a hurry, Matt Dickerson took over the lead. That had to be a wall slam or something by the 9. And now Dickerson way off the pace there, and Keith back to the point. I was going to say, when I brought up the playoff picture, it was 0.3 of a second. And I started talking about it. I looked up, and all of a sudden, it had changed. So let's go back now to this playoff picture. Above the cut line, Matt Dickerson, of course, having a great run right now. Josh Hall back in 18th. He could lose a spot or two, depending on what happens with Luke Wagner. He's currently below. So Vince Brent doing well. Nicholas Walthorn currently 10th. That would bode well for his playoff hopes as well, as all the top 8 are pretty well solidified as of right now. So as of right now, as it sits, if I had to make a prediction, Warren Vincent would be in, Nicholas Walthorn in. First out would be Josh Hall. Last in would be Vince Brent as of right now after tonight. Of course, anything can happen. We got a long way to go. Warren Kyle Keith, though, recovered from his little incident, got it back out to nearly 0.3 for the lead once again on Matt Dickerson. As now Dickerson did close a bit there. Matthew Fritz, Travis Bennett, check on that, still close. AJ Evangelista now has been passed by Chase Greer for the 13th spot. Chase Greer up 10. Biggest mover still Brett Murrell up 10, along with Chase Greer. And looks like Phil Ellis Jr., our first car tonight to call it a night, back in 24th position. Curtis Town is on pit road as well. He may be doing the same. Jay Stinson 2 laps down. Murrell 1 lap down. Murrell Jr., that is. We're watching Brett Murrell right now, running 7. Still not able to lap, geez, I can't speak. Not able to lap anyone else. The next guy to be lapped as of right now would be this guy, the 22 of Luke Wagner. And you see the leaders approaching him, so it may not be long. Luke probably hoping for a caution here to keep him on the lead lap. Justin Parham in 83, Ryan Hufford battling now. Hufford's going to get by. That's for the 11th spot. Parham back to where he started in 12th. Chase Greer not far behind these guys. Joe Tardif now, a little bit of pressure from Nicholas Walthorn as the lead remains the way it was. Top 4, in fact, remain. Nicholas Walthorn giving it everything he has so far tonight as we already approach lap 95, 3 laps away at this short track. Nicholas Walthorn, well done, sir. Got around Joe Tardif. That was for 9th. And he keeps on cruising. Now Ryan Hufford going to get around Tardif. Well, everyone around him, actually, as we have pit stops now. Zach Stevens, Joe Tardif both in. Luke Wagner on his way out. Brett Murrell on his way out. Sorry, Brian Murrell Jr. on his way out. Brett Murrell is here. Travis Bennett, first one out of the top 5 to decide to bring it down pit road. And here we go, folks. Green flag pit stops in full effect now. And we're going to see what kind of impact this has on the field. Executing on pit road, folks, if you're not that familiar with oval racing, is an important and an extremely important facet to the game, if you will. If you miss your pit box, speed on pit road, enter too late, speed, I mean, exit, close pits, there's a lot of things that can happen that can go wrong on pit road. If you do any of them, it could be a night ruiner, and it's amplified tenfold if it's under green. And now we have a caution here as Luke Wagner appears to have crashed. Oh my goodness. I wanted to see a full pit cycle. Let's take a look at what happened to Luke Wagner. He had just come off pit road, so maybe the fresh tires were a little too loose on that top side. It appears that's exactly what happened, as he just goes around on exit of turn 4. Did a great job locking it up, though, and even got down below the speedway where he probably felt pretty safe. All things considered, the 22 will fire it back up and get it back rolling, as now we have the rest of the field coming into pit under caution now. We'll reset the field after these messages on Royalty Racing Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. We are back live here at the SCSRA Frye Disposal Arca Series. Just had a caution in the middle of green flag pit stops, and Warren Kyle Keith came out leading the way. You're thinking, Joshua, there's cars in front of them. Yeah, there are. They will get the wave around this time around. They'll come on by the pace car. That means they were scored a lap down, but they just got done with their pit stop, so they stayed out, and now they'll go around and join the tail end of the field. So it looks like this: Warren Kyle Keith, Matt Dickerson, Matthew Fritz, Vince Brent, Ryan Hufford, your top 5. Chase Greer, Ryan Gomes, AJ Evangelista, Josh Hall, Michael Provald, your top 10. Chucky Balance, Zach Stevens, Sharon Hill, Brett Murrell, Nicholas Walthorn, back to 15th. Justin Parham, Lauren Vincent, Travis Bennett, Joe Tardif, Jay Stinson, back to 20th. Now, let's make note. You can see it on your timing tower here, folks, as they get ready to go green. We'll cover that momentarily. Warren Kyle Keith, very nice jump on the restart. Matthew Fritz, also a nice jump. Going to get just to the inside of Matt Dickerson. Now, what I wanted to mention about the timing tower here, you'll see the 01 of Travis Bennett and Joe Tardif are a lap down. That is the result of a caution happening in the middle of a green flag run. So under green, when pit stops start, you have all these people coming in at different times. And unfortunately, Bennett and Tardif were the unlucky recipients that when they pit, they were probably scored 2 laps down the way it hadn't cycled out completely yet. And as a result, they get trapped a lap down. Other people to feel the effects of that, of course, Brett Murrell, Nicholas Walthorn, Justin Parham, Sharon Hill, all being scored outside of the top 10 as well. Vince Brent. Oh, Vince Brent is 4th. I apologize. I read Vincent. Yeah. Reading it backwards here. Anyway, we'll see a lot of those guys move up, more likely than not, but it's going to be even more work for them, as if things would have cycled out the way they had hoped, things would have more than likely been right back to where they were. Is now all of a sudden Joe Tardif off the speedway and on pit road. Interesting. If he just found trouble, he's out now, is Tardif. I wonder if he had tech issues or if he just wrecked the car so bad. But Heartbreak Hotel for Joe Tardif with 21 to go after a really nice run here tonight. Travis Bennett looked like he had potential speed to be up there for the win. Oh, and the 44 tries to peek on the inside of the 9, and the 9 shut it down, got into each other a little bit. Let's see if that's going to allow Matthew Fritz to get by. It won't. The 44 hangs tough. Ryan Hufford looking. Not quite enough to get to the inside quarter panel, the number 11 of Vince Brent. Vince Brent has come back amazingly since his 2 early incidents that he was involved in. He caused nothing, but he was involved in 2. Chase Greer into 6th now. He's up 17 spots, further solidifying that biggest mover. Lucky dog. Zach Stevens now has crashed as another caution is out with 19 to go. Our 6th of the night, 5th due to incident. Let's take a look at what happened to Zach Stevens in the 33 Moza Racing Chevy Camaro. Oh, the 45 found the wall and Stevens had nowhere to go. And he was the unlucky one out of all of that. Fortunately, though, kept it out of the wall and everybody else kept it out of him. So Zach Stevens will rejoin. And we'll get back to it. But Travis Bennett should be your lucky dog recipient, and I know he'll be happy about that. As now Josh Hall, Michael Provault, Justin Parham, Sharn Hill all into pit here. Zach Stevens as well, probably for a damage check. Josh Hall had it up in the top 10. And now, yes, Travis Bennett will be back on the lead lap. However, there's 18 cars on the lead lap as of right now, so he will have a little bit of work to do with 17 to go, I would say. Denise King, welcome in. For everyone watching in chat, we got over 30 people in here. Denise King is Majestic Promotional Branded Apparel. Celebrating 2 years in business today, right on the dot. Congratulations to Majestic Promotional Branded Apparel. If you're not familiar with them, check them out right now. Majestic Promotional Branded Apparel on Facebook. Whether you run a race whether you run a company, a government agency, a sports team, or even a virtual race team, turn every item into a statement with Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel. Comment for details or get in touch with me on Discord at ViperDog, DAWG 1717. ViperDog17 on Discord. We'll get you hooked up. I'm talking t-shirts, hats, trophies, chapsticks, pens, cups, anything you want or can think about. They even have stress balls. And trust me, when I'm in the race car some nights, I need one with Majestic's name all over it. Joe, we got Royalty Racing hats and shirts, man. You want Royalty Racing Network hats and shirts? That could be done. We got Royalty Racing, or we got Royalty Motorsports apparel. I'll get with Denise, Joe, and we'll make it happen. We'll get some Royalty Racing Network apparel going on. Maybe a couple options, a t-shirt with some colors and maybe a hat. Something simple and easy. Yeah, we can do that, man. Let's do it. That's not a bad idea. Especially since these Tuesday night SCSRA Frye Disposal Arca Series broadcasts are blowing up. You guys turn out, man. You get me hyped, which is good. Sometimes, you know, these races can be long. It's hot. A lot going on. It's a job, but I love it, man. And having you guys in the chat, getting excited about your favorite drivers, your boyfriends, your husbands, your sponsors, all those different things. It's a really, really good time, and that's why I continue to do it. Warren Kyle Keith, another good jump out in front of the 44 of Dickerson. He's looking to hold him off for the last 14. We're a little bit 3 wide in the back here. Let me see if I can find it. Well, it was right here. They've settled now is the 07 and 41 battle. The 5 of Sharn Hill looking to get back up there. This is going to be an interesting 13 to go here, folks, as we got all those guys that had already pit in the green flag cycle trying to come up through the back of the field and catch the guys that got to pit under yellow. However, they are a few spots or a few laps newer tires for those guys that pit under green, or yellow rather. There's Ryan Hufford now. I saw him in the wall and backwards. And folks, I think Vince Brent just pulled off the move to be scored in 3rd, which could go a long way here. As we come down the stretch, we're going to go green with less than 10 to go this next time. Let's take a look at what happened to the 83 of Ryan Hufford. All good right here. As now the 73 gets into him. Oh, he tries to save it. 73 gets into him again. And Ryan Hufford. Oh, Josh Hall. Oh, my gosh. And we were just talking about how, I mean, in the pre-race, so not just, but we were talking to Josh Hall about the damage and the incidents he's run into this season. Not too happy about it. And found another one there, and hopefully Hall had his fast repair there. Otherwise, it might spell the end of the evening for Josh Hall, which would definitely hurt his playoff chances. Brett Murrell in, Ryan Hufford in, of course. Brian Murrell also in. And he did have his fast repair. Good job, Josh. So he'll get back out on the lead lap. Keep the dream alive here for the playoffs. Of course, we got one more race next week, folks, at Talladega, man. Woo! The last race of the regular season, the last opportunity to lock in a position in the playoffs with a win. You could be 20th in points going into next week, go into the super speedway, and as long as you've raced enough races, you could win that baby and go to the playoffs. Unreal, but I love it. That's what I love about the playoff structure and the schedule. So kudos to Josh Hall and Ryan Gomes. They made the schedule, and they did a darn good job. We're already week 9. Series is flying by. This. Okay, all right, get it together. This is the inaugural season of the SCSRA Frye Disposal Arca Series. And speaking of which, Frye Disposal, the title sponsor of the first season of the Arca Series, of course. Check them out now at www.frydisposal.com, or give them a call at the number you see on your screen at all times. Frye Disposal, doing weekly trash pickup in Smith County, Virginia, and surrounding areas. Call them or email them for quotes. Mention iRacing in this broadcast and receive $10 off of your services. I wish they worked in my area. I'd love $10 off of my trash service. Once again, that was www.frydisposal.com. Check them out now. Lights on the iRacing.com pace car are turned off once again, hopefully for the last time tonight. I'm hoping we go green till the checkered flag. Appreciate it, Joe. And I appreciate you putting us on your race car. Your real race car, which is awesome. I talk about it at work all the time. I need race highlights, or like where to watch the car. Or let's go even further, and I'll fly out to Kalamazoo and watch the car race with pit passes. Me and my VP of Royalty Racing Network and Royalty Motorsports. That'd be a good time. All right, we are back green, hopefully for the final time tonight at Iowa Speedway. The 9, Warren Kyle Keith, another good jump. Matthew Fritz, another good jump on the 11. Trying to hold on to that third spot as the 11 of Vince Brent pressures Fritz slightly loose. Chase Greer finds himself in the top 5 all of a sudden. AJ Evangelista right next to him. Greer's up 18, Evangelista up 16. These boys are moving tonight. They've played the strategy right, and they've avoided the nonsense. Nicholas Walthorn, oh, by the way, he's in 6th now, as Evangelista gets a little loose. Walthorn has nowhere to go, but he will clear barely. Holy moly. Check on the lead with 5 to go, all straight and narrow up front here. Single file back to 4th. Nicholas Walthorn looking for a top 5 tonight to solidify his playoff hopes. Nearly 3 wide off turn 4 is now there together. They all keep it clean though. Miraculous driving by all three of those guys to keep it out of each other for anything super substantial. Walthorn now does fall back due to that, as now Justin Parham looking to get by him. They're all bunched up here, nowhere to go, look out! Walthorn found the rear quarter panel of the 19, nearly turned him, but good driving by Parham to keep her straight. Evangelista now pressured by the 19. Everything is calmed down up front. It's all single file. We'll get you back there for the win. Now the 84 gives the 19 a boost. Walthorn, I jinxed it. He's back in 9th now. Hang on to it, buddy. Maybe he should have pit for tires, I'm thinking. White flag by Warren Kyle Keith, and that's 1 to go. Can he hold on and upset Matt Dickerson? He's into 3. He's out of 4. And nobody will give him a run for his money. Warren Kyle Keith in the Toyota 9 gets it done at Iowa Speedway. The number 9 delivers in race 9 of the SCSRA Frye Disposal Arca Series. And folks, if he was eligible for the playoffs, he'd be going. This is his 2nd race in the Arca Series, and he's putting it to these boys. As your top 3 go to the line for some photo opportunities. Yeah, Joe, don't mess with me, man. I would love that. I've been looking for a way to get a car here in Denver and race at Colorado National Speedway, but we can talk about that later. Warren Kyle Keith burning it down. Let's show you the race results. As he does that, get you back up to the top of the board here. Warren Keith gets the win. Matt Dickerson comes home in 2nd after winning the stage and domination early. Matthew Fritz puts it together for a top 3. Vince Brent finishes 4th in a night that he absolutely needed every bit of it. And man, I cannot wait to see these playoff standings updated. Chase Greer rounds out your top 5 after finishing as your biggest mover up 18 spots on the night. Justin Parham finishes 6th. Sharn Hill in 7th. AJ Evangelista in 8th. Brett Murrell in 9th, and rounding out your top 10, Nicholas Walthorn. He hung on to it. Travis Bennett in the 01 finished in 11th. Zach Stevens finished in 12th in the 33. Ryan Gomes brought home 13th. Ryan Hufford finished 14th. Lauren Vincent finished 15th. Josh Hall finished 16th. Michael Provault in 17th. On backward we go. 18th was Chucky Balance. Jay Stinson, a rough night for him, uncharacteristic night at the office for the 45. He finishes 19th. Luke Wagner finishes 20th. Brett Murrell Jr. finishes 21st. Joe Tardif finished 22nd after heartbreak. He was running up front almost all night. Curtis Town finished 23rd in his debut. And Phil Ellis Jr. called it quits pretty early, and he rounds out the field in 24th. Let's take a commercial break here as we cool off and let the drivers cool off just a bit. And we'll be back with the post-race show right here on Royalty Racing Network. Don't go away. Exciting interviews still to come. Welcome back, folks. It's time for the pre-race show as we saw a really good race here tonight. Warren Keith did really, really well after he played the strategy right. We'll have to talk to him about that. But first, we are going to get with the third place finisher, the 48, Matthew Fritz. Matthew, welcome to the broadcast booth.
How you doing?
Good. How are you, man?
Man, I don't know. I that's about third's about what I had all night. I thought I had something better, but we tried.
You know what? Not a bad night at the office. You started fourth, you finished third, get a podium, got some stage points, which was nice, and then played strategy right as well. So tell us, overall, we had some green flag pit stops go on. Tell us what your thoughts were in that portion of the race, and ultimately how you made it pay off.
Well, unfortunately, we've had problems that green flag pit stops. There's usually a caution, so I said I'm just gonna wait, and the caution came out, which not surprising. So we took 4 tires, but Matt and Warren were they just had a better drive off, but I was holding my own, and I thought I could get up there and race around with them, but they were just better, and I'm not good on restarts, so we got to practice that, but, it was a good run.
Absolutely, and obviously third place finish doesn't hurt your playoff standings. We showed them throughout the night. We're showing them again on your screen now, and you're sitting comfortably in the 5th spot. This further solidifies it. So anyway, how you feel going into the playoffs? You got one more race to get through, which fortunately for you is not a make or break race next week. But going into the playoffs, how you feel about that 48?
I'm really excited. We have a good team. We have great teammates. We'll work together very well, and we'll be good at Talladega. These cars are a little bit different. There might be some big wrecks, but we'll try to get through them. And since I'm pretty much locked in, I'm just gonna go out there and have some fun.
Absolutely, it's gonna be wild and crazy, but it'll be cool to see you do your thing. Matthew, as always, before we let you go celebrate, and anyone you'd like to thank or shout out.
Yeah, I gotta thank my mom, my dad, my grandmother for watching. Gotta thank my teammates. They had a bad night, but they came back a little bit. Jay had a terrible night. Hate that for him. And gotta thank you for broadcasting. You do a fantastic job. So always enjoy to go back and watch them.
Appreciate it, man. Always good to talk to you. I love the people that you have come in to the chat cheering you on. They're always hyped, and you're just a good dude. So really awesome to chat with you and see you have success. And Matthew, we'll see you back out here tomorrow night for the Next Gen series.
Oh yeah, I need help.
Go get that win tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be lucky to finish top 10 in that car.
All right, well, I believe in you. All right.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. Have a good evening. And once again, folks, that was your third place finisher, the number 48 of Matthew Fritz. Now, we're going to get with your second place finisher, which is the 44 of Matt Dickerson. Matt, welcome back to the broadcast room again. I called one good thing. I said maybe we'll be talking to you after the race. I know you had in mind that you wanted to win the thing, but second place, pretty darn good. How you feeling right now?
Pretty good, man. I'm just glad I could finish it off. I feel like I've been showing speed the whole season. I just haven't been able to finish them off, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I mentioned earlier 14 points above the cut line, right on that cut line. This will absolutely go a long way tonight, especially with some of your competitors not having the best evening. But, you will gain on that cut line. Anything can happen next week. It's a wild card. I think you absolutely needed this race tonight to put yourself in position, a better position going into next week. Did you feel the same way, or was it just, hey, I know I have to do some good racing here these last 2 weeks?
I wanted to get a good, finish it off this week for sure and get some good points out of it. And then practice, I was up there, I think, first, and then I qualified first. I'm like, dang, dude, I definitely got some speed. I might be able to, get one. But yeah, I'm just glad I got them stage points. I won the stage and then finished second, so that should help me a ton of the points. Plus, we also got a drop right before Talladega, also. So I've only ran 7 out of 8, so I should be able to move up even more with that drop.
Gotcha. The drop week
That'll
has not been factored in yet. Okay.
not yet, so that'll help also.
Got
Because
it.
I didn't run Daytona. I came in right after Daytona.
I
So,
gotcha. I did not know that
Yep.
this was not including the drop week, so that will definitely
Yep.
include some shuffling.
Yep.
I wish I knew that, because I probably wouldn't have even shown this playoff graphic, to be honest. Because
yeah.
the only thing that's going to be consistent to it is the drivers locked in. But we are where we are. But great race nonetheless. Good to talk to you twice tonight. I know we talked about it earlier, but it was kind of rushed. Now you have all the time in the world to thank or shout out anybody you'd like.
Hey, I just want to thank you, man, for doing the broadcast. You really good at this, and I like watching back. And then, thank everybody that runs the league and races with me. It's really fun. It's one of the best leagues, that I've been in so far. So just thank everybody that runs it, and then you, buddy.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks again. I always appreciate the kind words, and you're a good dude. I've been happy to talk to you lately, just like everybody in this league. Awesome group of guys. But go celebrate this second place finish. Get ready for Talladega next week. Make your mark, and hopefully join us in the playoffs.
Thanks, buddy. Hope to talk to you more later this season.
I'm sure you will. Once again, folks, that was your second place finisher and stage winner of the night, the number 44 of Matt Dickerson. Now it's time to get with your winner, the number 9 in race 9. That's Warren Keith. Warren, welcome to the broadcast booth, sir. You put on a heck of a show that second half of the race, or even 2/3 of the race. Tell us ultimately what was going through your mind there when you decided to pit on that caution right before the stage. Did you know you had the car to win it at that point if you could just put it in the right position up front? Or was it kind of just a gamble?
Not at all. We were Meyer back in dirty air, and you don't know what kind of car you have in dirty air. So we knew it was going to be a track position race right from the get-go. These Arca cars, they're very good at short tracks, and this is kind of now with the repaved corners, kind of a hybrid track for these cars. There's just enough speed, the dirty air over benefits the short trackness of the track. So, it was kind of a ploy to kind of flip the stage, get some clean air on the car. And once we got that clean air on it and I got past Joe, I could probably hold off Matt, but, it was going to be hard. And the next thing you know, we just kept going. The tires kept feeling better and better and better during the run. And after that, it was just kind of, what can I do to hold off the 44 car? Because I tell you what, in 3 and 4, he had me beat. But, we just figured out 1 and 2 and was able to keep the car just enough ahead that, I don't think he could have gotten to us unless we had maybe a little bit longer run there at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And I did mention it on the broadcast that I think what helped is when Matt had pit under the stage like so many others, there was only 2 laps difference in the tires, right? So you guys did come in on lap 40 initially, along with some, and put yourself out front there after the stage. And with Matt being behind 4 guys, it took him longer not only to maneuver around the other 3, but then to get to you, because there just wasn't that big of a difference in the tire wear by that point.
No, there wasn't. And even coming to that stage after that caution we had prior, we were just pitter-pattering around in the back. I mean, those last 2 laps, we were about 6 seconds off the pace, just trying to save the rubber, just kind of pacing it around. We knew we wouldn't get lapped, so we didn't want to put any heat, any wear on those tires. So, I mean, we literally just pitter-pattered around. So it kind of helped us out that we didn't do anything to try to get, like, stage points or anything, because we're not really battling for points. So we knew just pitter-patter on the tires and then see what it does on the restart.
Absolutely, and it paid off. Warren, you come in only a couple races here in the Arca series this season now. Really, really nice display of driving tonight. You get the win. ultimately playing spoiler to potentially somebody's hopes of locking into the playoffs. But are we going to see out here the rest of the season or even next season in a full-time seat?
Yeah. Obviously, I love this league. The last few races I've ran it's been really good racing. Everyone here has, a really good pace. It's not like I'm coming in here and just dominating these races. These guys are putting on one heck of a fight week in and week out, and I really love and respect that. I don't want to be that guy that comes in and dominates, but I'm going to finish out the season. Obviously, I'm going to run every race just to get as much seat time, and then, come next season, I'll be in a full-time ride and see what we can do. Probably go for a championship.
Absolutely, man. Well, you're showing it right now that you have the ability to go for a championship. That's why I had to ask. But before we let you go, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out here tonight?
Yeah, as always, I'd like to thank the guys over at Full Throttle for inviting me in to finish out the season with them. I'd like to thank everyone back at skmcars.com for paint schemes and everything like that. It's good to have the Toyota number 9 on track, even though it's a fun little paint scheme to do. It looks great, so good on them. And then also thank you for providing the broadcast week in and week out. It's nice to tell family and friends, hey, we're racing this night. Go ahead and watch it. And usually they tune in, so you're doing a good job, and thank you for that.
Appreciate it, man. I'll tell you what, we had the chat packed again, and that just goes to show the level of racing and excitement you guys are putting on every single week to develop those shows for us. Obviously, I'm a part of it, but it's really awesome to see Tuesday nights just absolutely popping, 35 plus, literally all night in here, rooting you guys on from all different teams, all different people. Really, really cool to see. But Warren, for now, go pop the champagne in Victory Lane and enjoy this win, buddy. And we'll see you back out here next week.
Yes, sir. We'll see you at Dega.
Yep. Once again, folks, that was your winner, the number 9 in race 9 of Warren, Kyle Keith. We saw a little bit of everything tonight, but another good race put on here by the SCSRA Frye Disposal Arca Series. And once again, next week we're gonna bring it down to the wire here. It's gonna be a wild and crazy one. Talladega, the final race of the regular season, final race for anybody to lock in either by win or points. And unfortunately, I was informed here in the post-race interviews that this graphic is not with the drop week. So it's all going to change next week, and hopefully it looks fairly similar. I know Matt Dickerson, he had a good night, so that will probably improve. But some of these guys will ultimately end up above the cut line more than likely. Others will be below the cut line, but some of the guys that needed really big performances tonight had them. Luke Wagner, he finished in 20th, but Vince Brent, top 5. Matt Dickerson, top 3. Josh Hall came back to finish 16th. We'll see if that's enough. Nicholas Walthorn, top 10. And Lauren Vincent finished 15th. So there's going to be some shakeup. Unfortunately, Phil Ellis Jr. Finished 24th tonight. That might have put his night or his playoff hopes to an end, with the exception of a win next week. And obviously, by no means is he out. That could absolutely happen at Talladega. And Chucky Balance 18th. So points-wise, he will fall further behind as well, I would assume. But drop week could change a lot, and obviously Talladega could change everything. So we'll see you back out here for Talladega next week, of course. Shout out to our sponsors, who we've already talked about a few times tonight, with the exception of SM Racing Products. Take your experience to the next level with your sim racing or sim driving with custom-made button boxes, dashboards, flag lights, and more with SM Racing Products. Check them out right now at sm-racingproducts.com. And as always, use promo code royalty at checkout for 20% off of your purchase of $150 or more. That's an awesome deal. It's a great savings, and they're great products. I have myself an SM Racing Products custom-made button box, one that's actually pictured in the commercial that we air nightly, and it's amazing. I absolutely love it. It took my racing experience to the next level, and you can do the same. But for everyone here at the SCSRA and Frye Disposal and everyone here at Royalty Racing Network, my name is Joshua King. Hoping you enjoyed the show and wishing you a good rest of your Tuesday night and a good rest of the week. Drafty Beef will be back with you tomorrow night here for the SCSRA Dev Sports Cards Next Gen Series, and we're looking forward to it. Have a good night.